Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Huts Gaming F1 League Season 4 on F1 23. Apologies for the delayed start to the stream. Apparently one of our drivers had his PC crash and has had to take a little while to restart it, I suppose. Pardon me. So, we're here for round 7. We didn't have a stream for round 6 last week, as I was unable to stream. In fact, I don't know if there was a stream last week. There might have been, but it certainly wasn't me hosting it. We're here for the Imola Grand Prix. The Grand Prix at Imola, Emilia-Romagna, San Marino, whatever you want to call it. Italy 1980. It's a great track, this. Well, steeped in history. But it's, well, not the greatest to drive. At least if you're me. Why is that not working? So, current standings after round 6. Tom leading the championship by quite a substantial margin with 136 points. His teammate, meant to be only one, has 39 points to his name, which means Aston Martin leading the way in the Constructors' Championship with 175 points. McLaren second with 138 points, with Jordan second in the championship. His teammate Surtees, 39 points to his name as well. 6th place in the championship by virtue of finishing on the podium at least once, compared to not Goshan, only one, who is 7th. Hasn't finished on the podium at all. Alfa Romeo in 3rd place with 92 points. That's largely because Daniel is 3rd in the championship with 70 points. His teammate is Angel, 22 points to his name. Qualifying has started in the background, so we shall move ahead with our qualifying. Oh, that's the wrong button. Apologies for that. So, qualifying here at Imola. Thank you, Mr. Controller. I really do love it when you unplug yourself. Well, not really unplugged, it's just disconnecting itself. And I know that the graphics don't look the greatest. With any luck, in the coming weeks, that will change. I shall hopefully have a much better PC in the reasonably near future. You know, that's not looking bad at the minute. The frame rate does look pretty stable. But yeah, doesn't look great. Domchi out of the session already. I would imagine a penalty, potentially. And looks like the first man to start a flying lap was Angel in the Alfa Romeo. Still wiggling his car about a little bit to try and build some tyre temperature, potentially. Sector 1 completed in 24.520 seconds. Up the hill now, out of Tosa, towards, what's it called? The Piratella, I believe it's called. I'm just going to call it that. Oh, that might be... No, it has not invalidated. That was very close to invalidating. As it comes through Aqua Minerale now. Up the hill now, across the Sector 2 split now, 50.9. As he goes into the Variante Alta, very tricky corner. Purple through Sector 2, but that's understandable. He's the first man out on a flying lap. Should set the benchmark as it comes into... Raskas? I think it's Raskas. I should know this. I know this track quite well. On to the final main straight across the line in 1:16.6. That's the time to beat. Across the line next is going to be Adrian. Adrian Newey, is that you? 1:14.7 smashes Angel's time. Groffel next with a 1:15.6. Then Gladius in the Alpine across the line, 1:15.7. An entire second slower than Adrian. Next across the line we've got, looks like both of the Mercedes, one of the Mercedes at least. Jabba is not here, and looks like the other Mercedes driver, Big Six, or is it Vic? No, it's Big Six is not here either. So both Mercedes driven by reservists. Well, this J4 Chew, J-Chew? I don't know how you're meant to pronounce that. It's got a number in it. Has now beaten Adrian's benchmark time with a 1:14.5. Next across the line is going to be Daniel. No, Daniel's going for another lap. He's on medium tyres. Odd. Not really necessary. And is this a sprint weekend? I don't remember. Might be. I think it was meant to be in real life, but of course the real life Imola Grand Prix got cancelled this year. Yellow flags behind. It's just cars making way for another. Slow cars making way for faster ones, as it looks like that Mercedes we were with has ran out of fuel. Daniel should be improving this lap. 1:34.7 is his current best time, which is not representative. And across the line in 1:15.1, that's a bit more like it. TomTom in the pits still, but his teammate Vic has managed to put it P3. I think this is meant to be only one. In fact, yes, the number's the same, so for some reason going by a different name. Vic, can you please synchronize? More cars coming into the pits. We've got a McLaren coming out. Is that Jordan or Surtees? We're about to find out as Vic comes into the pits. Brains on his outlap. Got another... That's Sherlock on a flying lap, though it's invalidated, so that's not fun, is it? And it was Surtees in McLaren, who's on his outlap now, just exited the pits. We've got a Williams that's managed to put it into P2, Rodwani, managing to go 1:14.6. I'm not sure if some of these drivers are reservists or if they're new drivers. We will probably see in future. Sork on an outlap in the Ferrari as he's coming through Rascasse now. I'm pretty sure it's Rascasse. No, Ravazza. That's what it's called, Ravazza. Where's Rascasse come from? Is that Monaco? I don't remember. So, Sork started his flying lap, and it looks like his Sector 1 time is not going to be particularly great. I'm not entirely certain. 24.1 might be okay. We will have to see. Surtees, meanwhile, pretty quick driver. We'll have our attention on this guy for a little bit. See what he can do as he enters Tamburello. Now onto this short straight before the Villeneuve chicane. Very tricky corner, at least as far as I find it. And then across Sector 1 splits 23.8 as he enters the Tosa corner. Behind him is TomTom, finally coming out for an outlap. Piratella now. Nicely done. And then Aqua Minerale, hard on the brakes. Manages to keep it nice and clean towards Variante Alta. Tricky corner, chicane rather. Gets it very nicely done. Looks like, is that a spin? No, it's just a car, an Alfa Romeo making way for a Ferrari. That might have been Bengal or Sork. Both Ferraris have times on the board, though Sork P9 ahead of Bengal, who's P11. Surtees across the line now, 1:14.5. But his teammate, crucially, on a flying lap now as well. In fact, Surtees, 0.02 of a second quicker than... Oh, how do you pronounce that? Jachu. I'm going to go by his what's it called? His Twitch name here, Jachu. Lots of cars on laps now. TomTom, one to watch. Championship leader. We haven't had a sports update to the game, have we? I could swear some of these logos look a bit different. Anyway, up the hill towards Variante Alta, 49.362. That I could have sworn that would have been invalidated, but nope. TomTom able to keep it going. Jordan, I think, has just had an incident. Yes, he has. Jordan has messed up his lap. TomTom keeping the car on the ragged edge, very close to, what's the word, invalidating his lap, and TomTom blitzes the opposition, 114.299, but not so out of reach as he might wish he was. More outlaps behind. Vic on an invalidated lap, coming back in. Daniel has already improved by just less than 0.3 of a second through sector 1. Oh, very touch and go through Piratella. Looked like the car was sliding more. Oh, that Ferrari's going to get in the way. And not Ferrari, it's a Red Bull. Very poor positioning from that Red Bull. Was that Sherlock or Adrian? It was Adrian getting in the way. Daniel, meanwhile, didn't catch his sector 2 split. Through Revazza now. The final corners. Oh, he's very lucky to not invalidate that lap. Across the line, 114.9 did improve, but I reckon that Adrian will not have helped that. Adrian might get investigated, potentially. But now on his way to try and improve his flying lap. Let's see who else is going for it. Gladius, not having a great time. He's invalidated a bunch of times by the looks of things. Lots of traffic. Adrian, not Adrian, sorry, Sherlock, getting a bit held up. Brains invalidates and the final time of asking through the corners. Jachu has invalidated as well. Radwani going for it in the Williams. Wearing the number 3. I don't think he's going to be wearing that number for very much longer if Daniel Ricciardo gets added to the game. Heading towards the line, it's not going to be an improvement. He's lost a lot of time on that lap. Adrian, meanwhile, 4.5 tenths quicker. Could put him in touching distance of TomTom. Could be on for provisional pole here. Hugging the wall, and he does get provisional pole by... oh my god, look at that. Almost 2... in fact, just over 2 tenths faster than TomTom. So TomTom has some serious competition this weekend. Is Radwani going for it again? Might be. He's got a bit of energy left. We'll have to see his sector 2 split. He is definitely going for it, but I think he's got Aqua Minerale a little bit wrong. Cross, yeah, he's down. 1.3 seconds, he's lost a lot of time, and he aborts. Laurel Fusion. I think he's going for a lap right now. No, I think he's just finished one, actually. Manages to get up to P6. Vic Vinegar is going for it this time. Flying lap for him through Tamburello. Got a Mercedes behind, that's Brains, on another outlap. Sector 1. 1.5 tenths up for Vic. Not many cars out on flying laps at the minute. Fusion is pretty... yeah, he's not on a flying lap. Vic is though, as we've already established. A little bit slidey through Aqua Minerale. Up the hill, and he's lost some time. So he's not as quick as he was, and he does seem to be having a bit of trouble with his car. doesn't seem to be having the traction he would want. Into Ravazza. Got to nail it. Try and improve. As I think he's just being jumped by Angel. Can he take that place back? He can. He managed to claw back some time. 1/10 quicker. And the two cars, P7, P8, swap places once again. Meanwhile, Brains has invalidated before crossing the line. I don't know if he's even noticed. Because it looks like he's still pushing. If you look at his telemetry, yeah, he's going for it. He doesn't realise, I think. He does not realise that he's invalidated the lap before he even started it. So that's going to come as a bit of a shock when he crosses the line in about 45 seconds time and wonders why his time is not on the board. Oh dear. Both Hasses on outlaps, Shankstar and Groffle on the cusp of getting into the top 10. Groffle making way for Brains, also not realising that Brains has invalidated his lap. Yeah, Brains is going to be looking at that timing sheet, that timing board, right about now. Crosses the line 1:16.6, 7.4, so would have only been enough for P16 anyway, but he's going to be wondering, why am I not on the board? Why am I still lost? Because you invalidated, mate. Now it's time to get out of the way. Lots of cars coming out, including Gladius, having a bit of an unlucky qualifying at the minute. Has invalidated a couple of laps, so currently only P13, which is not a typical place for old Gladius. TomTom looking a bit out of position in P3. He's been the equivalent of Max Verstappen for this league. What's going on? Hello? Is that working? Hang on. Yeah, that is working. Never mind. So, TomTom, usually P1, or close to it. I mean, he's a pretty quick driver anyway, as Radwani, having difficulties, won't be able to get out and set another lap time here. We've got Brains going onto the grass to try and get out of the way of everyone. Trying to build up his energy, maybe trying to go for another lap. Taking it very easily. We'll watch Brains here, see what he does. Does he have enough fuel? Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have to hope that it lasts long enough. Jordan also hasn't been able to get a lap time onto the board, so this is his final time of asking. The final opportunity that he can get. Adrian, meanwhile, what's his Sector 1 split? He's actually slightly up on his previous time. Slightly down, rather. See what he can do. He's got a Williams ahead. No, not a Williams. It's Daniel. Will finish P2 at best. 1:14.247. Who's the car in front? That's got to be Gladius, I think. Yes, indeed. 7/10 quicker than his previous best. So on course for 1:15.0 at the minute. Into Ravazza, Groffle cannot improve. Only manages P12. Gladius across the line now, and it's 1:14.8. That's enough for P10. Adrian has not improved his lap time. Brains, 1:17.1. J2, only P4, so all eyes on TomTom. And he has improved, but it might not be enough to take pole position from Adrian He's pushing like a man possessed, but it might not be enough across the line, and he lost time through Sector 3. That means Adrian is on pole for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Meanwhile, we have a bot in the chat. And you've got to be absolutely certain that the link they've posted, because they've not made it a proper link, well, you can just tell that it's a dodgy link. So don't type in that link into your address box. It's almost certainly dodgy. Anyway, qualifying complete. Adrian, Daniel, TomTom, J-Chew, Surti, Rodwani, Biscuit, Fusion, Vic, Angel, Gladius, Bengal, Sork, Jordan, Garuffle, Shankstar, and I think right at the bottom we had Brains and Domchi. Right. So, just waiting for... I don't know if this is sprint or the race proper. I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna find out any moment now. Should have a formation lap regardless. Rodwani finally gets back into the session. And just gotta wait. Used to have a timer, now it just says waiting for players. Give us the timer back. Anyway, formation lap begins. It is the race proper. Let's see the tyres, and that is very yellow, almost in the entire grid. Starting the race on mediums, Shankstar and Sherlock, the only ones on hards, and Gladius, who's only managed to finish P11 in qualifying, gonna risk it on soft tyres. So, Adrian leading the field away. On this formation lap, going wide at Piratella, doesn't matter. And there's been a kerfuffle at Tosa already. There's a car on the gravel, that's Sherlock. Oh, migrating host. TomTom has left the session. Have we had an oopsie? Or has TomTom had a crash? We're gonna... let me see, I have a notification on Discord. That's for WOR. What's going on? What's happened with TomTom? Where is he? I don't see him. I think maybe his game's crashed, so this is not going well for TomTom. Oh, and we seem to have picked up that glitch again from F122, where the camera didn't want to reset to where it was meant to be. Can I have my proper camera back, please? Come on. Yeah, this is such a great camera angle, isn't it? 5 red lights on for Hutt's Gaming F1 League. Look at the angle of that Mercedes as we get underway. Lights out and away we go. Daniel. Oh, look at the fight for what is going on. That's not the right car. Come on. TomTom is, yeah, he's AFK. His car is see-through. TomTom's still able to hold on, though, somehow. Meanwhile, we've had some changes of position down the field. Eric's Biscuit up into P4. Very nice start. Oh, that's onto the grass. The runoff for Radwani. What's going on here? More changes of position. Surtees has had a horrific start. He's down into 10th already. What a horrendous beginning of the Grand Prix, but it's all gone incredibly badly for Gladius, who is 7 places down. He's gone from P10 to P18. The 2 Alpines. What a horrendous start for the French outfit, rather. Looking par for the course for that manufacturer in real life as well. Radwani into P3 now, as TomTom's AI not able to hold him in the position he would like to keep. So Adrian, 119.0? What? He hasn't even crossed the finishing line yet. I think we might have a bit of lag going on. What is going on? Whoa! What is going on with... Everything was all over the place for a second there. Radwani apparently leading the way now. What is going on? Please tell me we're having some kind of weird lag going on as TomTom rejoins his car. Still apparently driven. What is going on now? But VSC as Fusion has lost his front wing. Seems there's been collisions behind as well. There's more chaos. What is going on? Fusion had a really good start. Oh, Radwani's lost his front wing too. What? But now Fusion's wing is repaired. All by itself. What? He had no front wing 2 seconds ago. What's going on here? I could swear his front wing was missing. I am so confused. Everything is just turned on its head within seconds. And now Radwani's leading. What? Okay, we have some really weird stuff going on. Look at that leaderboard. It is moving all over the place. I'm so confused as racing has apparently got back underway, which means Radwani, potential potential candidate for the race win, the challenger, is now dead last. Bengal retires. We've had a crash. We might get a full VS safety car here. He's off the circuit. We've got full course yellow almost. Cautions. In fact, it is a safety car. It's a what is going on with the game? Come on, keep up. Yeah, Tom was the host, and then he's I think his game crashed, and now it's all over the place. So whoever's the host now, it's just having a hissy fit every time people cross the line. Look at this. I reckon Angel is going to cross the line and he's going to be leading. I mean, yeah, look at this. What? Yeah, we've got some weird shenanigans going on. Every time people cross... What? Fusion gets disqualified for ignoring yellow flags? Okay, boys, I think we're going to have to restart. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm going to get on the horn to TomTom, who is the host. We've lost people from... hang on. Need to send messages. Fusion is apparently DSQ'd, but he's still going? Am I even in the same lobby anymore? What is going on? And TomTom was like, why do we need to restart? So Angel's apparently leading. Somehow. What? Who's leading? I'm really confused. Because... yeah, Angel... That doesn't count. The Angel being disqualified in the formation lap. That only means that he didn't line up properly on the grid, so he gets reset. Oh, TomTom seems to have... crashed? No, he's still there. I think we may, well, be getting restart. Yeah. Yeah, we are restarting the race because things are definitely going a bit wrong. Because I have no idea what's going on anymore. It feels like we're not even in the same lobby. Like, everyone's here, but I feel like that everything has just gone belly up. Like, I'm watching the AI almost. So yeah, we're restarting. Things have gone very oddly. I mean, for all I know, all we had to do was just me rejoin, but then that would have... who knows how that would have worked out. Might have not even... what the hell? Huh. Right, so as we wait for the lobby to be reset... I'm gonna need to be re-invited at some point. Not that I was invited in the first place, I had to invite myself. In the meantime... Oh. There we go. Sherlock's invited me. Thank you, Sherlock. At least someone remembers me. Right. Well, I'm gonna have to turn that on whilst we wait. Completely forgot about that. Unfortunately, these things just seem to happen. Very bizarre issue. So just got to make sure that everything's working as perfectly as you can get it, really. Getting everyone back into the lobby too. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Actually, I can turn that. I've forgotten about performance mode. That was on off, rather. So that might not have been helping either. I could swear I heard something going crunch in my mouth. I don't know. How many do we have in the lobby right now? We have 16. We should have 19. And of course, we have the VOD to mostly go back on and see how things were. What the results were at the end of qualifying, so we can reset the grid, because it's going to have to be a custom grid for this one. We're not going to go through quali again. Oh, and I forgot to go back to the stream. Come on, there we go. So in the meantime, what am I gonna pass the time with? Because sometimes you just can't have to wait. 18 out of 22. One more driver remaining. Well, we have the full grid. We're back. So we'll have to just wait and see until we get put back into the Grand Prix. And hopefully we'll get the proper camera angles back from the start, because it went back to how things were in F122, which was not a fun way of doing things. And things were working in this game, and it seems they've messed things up again. with the formation lap and everything. The immersive formation lap. I don't know why that broke things in 22, and it's now broken things again with the latest patch, it seems. When did we have that last patch, actually? I'm gonna check. .09 came out on the 4th of August, and currently it's like 1.10? Yeah. It's irritating. Well, everyone's back in. I don't know why we're still waiting. Oh, of course, we've still got to be setting the grid, won't we? Of course. I've just received a friend request. Apparently. You have unread notifications. Friends! Rodwani wants to be your friend. Don't even know you? Apparently you're on Steam. Makes more sense to friend me on Steam rather than the F1 game. Oh, and Miromir82 has followed the channel, apparently. So thank you very much. Looks like we may be getting underway shortly. Formation lap is off. So we're going to be getting the proper starting cameras, which, you know, that's better. In it, bruv. 19 seconds. I'm just going to copy a link briefly and see what it was. What is this link? Hello? It's tenor, so it's a GIF. He brought this on himself. Okay. Don't know what that's about. But anyway, we shall... That's not the right one. What's going on? Briefly disable the performance mode. There we go. So, starting from the beginning again. And this time, a bit more prepared for it. Fusion has already had an issue. Oh dear. Looks like he's had a fused circuit. Yeah, he's had a game crash, so he's loading back in again. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. So everyone's got to get their setups on. We won't be getting a formation lap. We've already had one. We'll be going straight into the race to get things underway with, out of the way with, rather, I suppose. Can I make that a bit bigger? Maybe, is that going to work? Make that a bit bigger. Yeah. Right, so 5 red lights coming on for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix once again. And we're missing some cars, I don't know. But we get underway for hopefully the second and final time tonight. It looks like a much cleaner start from everyone. Daniel right behind Adrian. Oh, that's a car onto the grass already. Oh, that's a Alfa Romeo spinning around. I think that was Angel. In fact, it was Angel having an issue, able to keep going. Meanwhile, TomTom, thankfully, in the race as he was meant to be, not being kicked out by a game crash or anything. Jordan fighting for P11 with Sork, and it's a much better start for Gladius this time around as he's currently P9. We'll take a look at tyres. Should be the same. In fact, it's not the same. Gladius has decided to opt for mediums. Sherlock and Shankstar gone for hard tyres again. Otherwise, everyone else on the mediums. Donchi up 5 places. Groffel has lost out. He's down 4. Bengal and Sork both up 2, and Fusion had the opposite of his fortunes, has fallen positions rather than gone up. Though it's Biscuit into P6 behind Surty, who had a much better start this time around as well. And already the field is split into 2 distinct groups. Sork into the pits already. Potentially a broken front wing? Yes, indeed. And maybe the same for Jordan and Groffel as well. Oh, yes. Oh, dear. That's a lot of damage for these 3 cars already. They've clearly come together. Adrian not dropping the cars behind as quickly as he might like. Holding on to the lead ahead of Daniel and TomTom, 2 of the top 3 in the championship. Meanwhile, the number 2 man of the championship, 18th, is on course at the moment to not score this weekend, which is not ideal. Meanwhile, well, the top 5 completely the same. Surty looking to try and get past J2 if he can manage it. DRS will be enabled on this coming lap 3, but it won't actually be able to be used until lap 4. Adrian, fastest man on track, 1:17.1. Gladius, no, Biscuit, finds himself being passed by Rodwani. And I wonder, as I fat finger something, I wonder if Rodwani is running with less downforce than the Alpha Tauri. Quite possibly. Or maybe just Rodwani is quicker. Meanwhile, Surty trying to fight with J2. Almost made the move around Tosa. J2 able to hold on to the position, and as we go into Piratella, now Surty under threat from the Williams. He's going to be feeling the pressure. That Williams, something else. And I just, it's something that's been on my mind for a little while, as we got Surty almost certainly picking up a warning there for going off the track. But it's always on the back of my mind whenever I watch these races. Because we've had in F1 esports the cheating controversy. Oops. So sometimes I do wonder about the pace of some of these drivers. Especially when I see Rodwani. Like, I don't know who this guy is. For all I know, he could be turning his grip up by 1%, which is all he needs to be really fast. But given that he's in P6, well, with any luck, he's legitimate. I'm not making any accusations here, like, just always in the back of my mind. It could be any of these drivers. Adrian. I don't know him either. So, Adrian has opened the gap to 7/10. TomTom has opened the gap behind him to J2 by 1.2 seconds. Surty, you can certainly feel the pressure that he's under. Making mistakes, he's almost certainly picked up a second warning at Variante Alta. Under immense pressure from Radwani. Oh, J2's got it a bit wrong now. DRS now 430 and Rod Wani, but look at that rocket ship that is the Williams. Look, he's made 2 positions in the space of a single straight. What? I don't know. Look at that grip, man. We've got to make sure that he is on the same tyres. Where was this guy's pace in qualifying? If he's truly this fast, why wasn't he not on pole? I'm just saying, mate. I'm just saying. Sometimes you just wonder. I'm not making any accusations. But, I mean, this is I'm not a particularly fast driver myself, so... I mean, if I was to race 1v1 against TomTom, I'd probably be convinced that he was cheating. Because he would be able to find a way to be fast that I just can't. I mean, speaking of fast, though, TomTom just not able to keep up. And Daniel closing the gap to Adrian. So, with the DRS, Daniel, I know, is a legitimate driver. So if he's able to keep pace with Adrian, well, Adrian more than likely legitimate himself. Let's move away from that. Rodwani has now dispatched J-Chu by quite a margin already. 1.7 seconds. Catching TomTom now. 1.3, 1.2 seconds. Now sure, TomTom's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. There's a lot of traffic. But Rodwani just flying along. This pace is just something else. He's already within a second. Now maybe he is an esports caliber driver. I don't know this guy. Oh god, I said I wouldn't talk about it, but there's this complete newcomer and he's blitzing some of the competition. He's about to make TomTom look like Rio Haryanto in a manner. Oh, yellow flags. We've had a spin for Bengal at Tamburello. Yeah, he's got going now, but it's a bit of wounded pride for the Ferrari driver. Especially at Ferrari's home Grand Prix, and his tyres are cooked. Without a doubt. Oh dear. 2 spins in the space of 2 corners. As Jordan finds himself being passed by the other Ferrari of Sork. He might soon find himself passed by a Haas. J-Chu, 2.7 seconds behind Rodwani now, and Rodwani now not making the same progress that he would probably like, now that he's got a... well, he's joined the end of this DRS train. Can Daniel close the gap? Well, he's closing the gap with the DRS, but it's not enough. TomTom closing the gap as well. Also, not quite enough for very closely matched drivers fighting for one place on the grid, one particular position. Of course, the race victory, fighting for the top step of the podium, and by and large the second 2 steps of the podium, positions 2 and 3. Can Rodwani get himself onto the podium? Can TomTom and Daniel stay on the podium? Will Adrian find himself off the podium? As we got another spin, I think that's Fusion having a spin, and around Tozer, as J-Chu picks up a penalty. In fact, Biscuit has managed to just jump J-Chu there. I think what's happened for the Mercedes is he's got Aquaminerali wrong, which has allowed Biscuit to make his way past. Nearest driver to these two, and in terms of behind them, is Gladius, and exiting Ratza now as J2 into the pits, and he retires. What? That is really unexpected. Nothing wrong with his car, he's just decided he's had enough. Oh, speaking of having enough, we haven't had enough of this. TomTom has managed to get past Daniel. And now TomTom, championship leader, fighting for his race victory. He wants this badly. He didn't win last weekend. That was Jordan who won. Of all people. Brought TomTom's winning streak to an end. Oh, TomTom getting a little out of shape through Aquaminerali. He's going to have to stay behind as there is a car stop. That's J2 at the stop. Stopped at Tamburello, rather. And TomTom getting a bit of wheel spin on the exit of Alta. Less than 3/10 between him and race leader Adrian, or at least it was. Gap's grown a little bit. I think TomTom on course to take P1 from the Red Bull. He has the DRS. He's using a bit of his energy maybe as we get very poor camera angles. He's going around the outside and he's made the move before turn 1. Very nicely done indeed. Now it's up to him to try and build a gap behind because he's still got 3 very fast drivers behind him. Adrian, Daniel and Radwani, who now, he's not been able to make that same pace at the tail end of this DRS train. So it's clear that he's probably just a really fast driver. And my doubts have been assuaged. Because if he was truly cheating, even with 1% extra grip, he would still make his way past. So the fact that he's struggling, he's legitimate. Surtees, meanwhile, P7? What's happened here? No penalties, no pit stops, just having some bad luck. 2 places down from where he started. Gladius, 5 places up as Groffel, next driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Gladius isn't a slow driver, but he's just seems to be nowhere today. 4.3 seconds behind Biscuit, who is in a bit of a no man's land himself. 5 seconds adrift of the top 4, who are completely in a different world of their own. Speaking of which, Adrian has repassed TomTom for the lead. And that's all the way things are with Imola. 1 DRS zone, you make the pass before turn 1, but then if you can't build the gap, then the straight is long enough for the car behind to retake that position. And we saw how much of a struggle it was for TomTom to get past in the first place. So the fact that Adrian retook it with such little difficulty, it's quite the ominous thought. Can Daniel make a move too? Well, TomTom once again on the tail end of the Red Bull. He's going for the inside this time and he's made the move. Has he now? Yes, he has, quite comfortably. But now the positions are reversed. And Adrian, if he's able to hold that gap to within a second, hell, to even within 0.3 of a second, he can retake that position on the next lap. There's a big fight going on for P11. Won't give you any points, but the other Red Bull of Sherlock and the AlphaTauri of Fusion fighting for this position here. Sherlock with the DRS goes for the outside kink. Oh, that's almost contact actually. Very close, but still reasonably clean driving here from these three, and Sherlock has now taken P11. Brains, I think, is running out of energy. He's under threat from Fusion. Very, very close, side by side. This is getting mighty close. Yeah, Brains doesn't have a lot of energy left, so Fusion didn't get the greatest exit out of Tosa. Had to use his energy. Oh, he's into the grass. That's not what you want to do. And this fighting between them is allowing Sherlock to pull away and solidify his hold on position 11. Domchi is safe in P10 for now. Vic Vinegar safe in P9. Angel safe in P8. Not so safe in P6 is Gladius though, as Surti catching, though not a lot of energy left. And as was predicted, Adrian got back past TomTom. This is getting... It's just a typical race at Imola. Meanwhile, Fusion has now made his way past Brains on the main straight and takes P12. And now, just outside of a second of Sherlock, TomTom has lots of energy to play with. Just noticed 80%, give or take. Adrian has less of it, which means he's probably been using his energy to make the passes on TomTom. And TomTom's using a bit of it. Now Adrian comes into the pits, and now he's dumping his energy, trying to get himself a good in-lap, actually. With the DRS, he's dumped about 20 to 30% of his energy. Trying to maximize his DRS, get as high a speed as possible, as Adrian pits. What tyres are those? He's pit for hard tyres. Surti has pit as well. So now it's a race against time. Positions 1 to 7 have not stopped yet. They're still on the tyres. They started the race on. Sherlock into P10 now as he's made his way past Brains. And he's just past Surti. Though Surti on those fresh tyres is going to be mighty quick compared to him. So will TomTom pit? I would imagine he will. He's got to try and get in a very good in-lap. But his car doesn't seem to want to be playing ball. He's going for another run. Another lap. As Daniel into the pits, he's deciding to respond to the threat of Adrian. Adrian just exited Variante Alta on the run towards Ravazza, but he's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Domchi is going to give him, actually, some DRS, which is not what our friend Daniel would really want, and Adrian comfortably passed the Alfa Romeo. The gap between TomTom and Adrian, 25 seconds. It's a very long pit stop here. And with those hard tyres now warmed up, that gap is going to be plummeting. I can't help but feel that TomTom has made a bit of a tactical error here. But maybe he's just gonna keep these tyres on for as long as he can, hope for a late safety car, and bolt on some softs. TomTom into the pits now. Now Jordan is down in P15 because that's pretty much where he started. He started P14 as TomTom makes his pit stop, puts on fresh hard tyres. He's got the Rodwani behind. Meanwhile, Adrian is about to get past both of them. Yeah, TomTom has made an error. He decided not to take his medium tyres as long as he could, and now, but that staying out that 1 lap extra has cost him dear. He's now 2.6 seconds behind Adrian, a driver who's just seemed completely in a different league, even with TomTom around. In fact, TomTom under threat from Daniel now. The top 4 returning to their usual positions, however, because they've pit later than most, especially TomTom, the gap is massive. 2.8 seconds between TomTom and Adrian now. Shankstar is pressuring Vic, meanwhile. But though Sherlock's size, not Shank, I got the names wrong. Sherlock is pressuring Vic, not Shankstar. Sherlock's size are ancient, so Vic, who's just stopped, is going to be pulling away. And Rodwani actually has a time penalty as he's making his way past Daniel now with the DRS. That Williams incredibly slippery. Not able to make his way past TomTom. He's got a bit deep into turn 1. That might open the door for Daniel. Once again, it almost did. Now for Romeo, very close to retaking the position through Tamburello. Didn't quite work out. Rodwani, fastest first sector. He's gone purple. And this is TomTom's tactical blunder coming back to bite him. That gap between him and Adrian, 2.8 seconds. And he's got a very quick Williams right behind. Something has been pinned. Let's go, Huts. Who's pinned that? Crucify. Why would you pin that? Well, TomTom seems to have picked up the pace a little bit. The gap between him has grown by 0.4 of a second when I last looked. It's going to be shrinking now because Rodwani doesn't have the DRS. What? I guess the gap was large enough at just the right point. But I think this is the writing on the wall for TomTom here, I feel. Unless TomTom can pick up the pace through the twisty bits, gain another 2... Oh, he's gaining quite quickly, actually, isn't he? That gap almost at a second already. Now up the hill, that Williams does look a lot quicker in a straight line. Though, possibly some energy usage going on as well. 18 laps have elapsed. There's 14 to go, I think. Give or take. And the gap between TomTom and Rodwani still was just enough at the right point again for Rodwani to not pick up the DRS. So TomTom's doing enough. The Rodwani's still mighty quick in a straight line. How is he doing that without DRS? He must be running something like 1-1 wings. And yet he's still got the grip of someone who's using 50-50. How is he doing this? What's that in the corner on the telemetry? Something about pit stops. Is he... He's not going to pit again, is he? He's not got damage. What's going on? Why has he got that? He's the only Williams here. Why does he have that pit stop reminder thing? Meanwhile, the gap between Adrian and TomTom has closed. 2.3 seconds now. Ooh, we've got a yellow flag. That is Dumchi. had a spin on the exit of Aqua Minerale. His tyres absolutely ancient, 18 laps old. And it sounds like he's got a huge amount of wheel spin as well. He's about to lose that position to Angel. He's going to try and defend though. But you can see just how slow he is. And now he's decided to come into the pits. And Angel gets the DRS as well, to boot. What's that? That's Brains. Once again under threat from Fusion. I think these two have swapped positions again. The AlphaTauri. Plenty of energy, lots of wheel spin. Not a lot of energy for Brains though. So Fusion can make the position down the main straight. If he feels like it. If he can dump the energy quickly enough. He's got the DRS. Opens the DRS. Activating overtake. And yeah, you can see Brains has run out of energy. He's got less than 10%. And Fusion takes the position well before turn 1. Oh, and Brains has overcooked it. He goes over the sausage curbs. Wonder if he's picked up any damage from that. Ooh, Domchi into soft tyres. And as could be predicted, TomTom has lost P2 to Rodwani. But now, TomTom can use Rodwani to drag him along. Oh, Surtees has crashed. We get a safety car. How has that happened? That is a very strange position to crash. Vic takes this opportunity to pit. This is the kind of situation that TomTom really needed a few laps ago if you wanted to soft tyres to last. Instead, he's now losing out. Soft tyres for Gladius and Vic. Domchi has just put on those soft tyres. Sherlock into the pits. As well as Shankstar going for softs. No, mediums for Sherlock. Shankstar got Sork behind as well. Shankstar fitting mediums. Sork has a penalty. He's going to fit softs. Jordan makes a position, maybe? No, not quite. He's got to wait. He's put softs on as well. Fusion going for mediums. Now the front runners are coming in as the back markers of pit. Adrian, Rodwani and TomTom all stopping. What are they going to put on? It's going to be mediums for Adrian. TomTom is going to put on a set of soft tyres, as well as Rodwani. Daniel's also put on softs. Biscuit and Angel. Well, Biscuit's next. He's going to put on softs as well. And Angel next. Should be the last man to make a pit stop, unless Brains makes the decision. Soft tyres for Angel as well. So Adrian is potentially hampered his performance a little bit, as Angel is coming out of the pits now. It's just been a bit slow. So Adrian going to be slower due to his medium tyres, but they will last longer. So that's the question. Whose tyres are going to last longer? Well, that's something I meant to mention before. Rodwani, one of the fastest drivers on track, has a 3-second time penalty. So TomTom, if he finishes within those 3 seconds, can take P2 from the Williams. Lots of penalties down the field. Angel has 3 seconds. Brains has 11. 5 of which are going to be served in a single penalty. Sherlock and Bengal both have 6 seconds. Sork has 8. Which means he's got a 5-second penalty in there as well that can be served through a pit stop. Level Fusion has 6 and Gruffle has 3. We'll be waiting a little while longer for drivers to catch up. There's plenty of time. Waiting for Gruffle to catch the field. He's currently 17th and last and just exiting Tosa. Just a reminder about the tyres. Shark and Brains is coming into the pits now, so he's going to serve a penalty here. It's going to cost him dearly. He's going to put on soft tyres as well. Could he lose out to Gruffle as well? Possibly. He's definitely going to lose out to Fusion. He's going to come out of the pits at least in 16th position is Brains. Yeah, it's going to be 16th. Gruffle isn't close enough. Take a quick look at pit stops. 2 stops for most of the drivers. 3 for Gruffle, 1 each for Domchi, Sherlock and Shankstar. Position changes, Domchi up 10. Currently on for driver of the day. Sherlock up 7, Shankstar up 5, Fusion down 7. Rodwani up 4, Gladius up 5, and there's been another swapping of positions. Angel and Vic. Don't think that was intentional. Oh, I think... Yeah, there seems to have been another safety car glitch. I think Angel's just been given a position by the game because, oh, they swapped positions, so clearly that's how it's meant to be. It's just one of those F1 game things. Gruffle is catching the field, but it's not going to be close enough. Almost certainly. We're going to get another lap of the safety car. Which means racing will get back underway for lap 25. Which means the soft tyres are going to be the quickest, the longest. Oh, that's making me dizzy. Shouldn't be doing that. If that made me dizzy, it probably made you dizzy as well. So sorry about that. I thought I was being cool, and in the end, I just gave everyone motion sickness. So lap 25 approacheth. Should be 7 or 8 laps to the end of the Grand Prix. Who is going to win? Will it be Adrian, pole sitter, long-time leader? Will it be Radwani, unexpected, very quick driver, newcomer as well? Will it be TomTom, the championship leader? Will it be Daniel, the third place man in the championship, looking to prove himself again? Safety car in this lap. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage pulls away from the rest of the field. Going to turn off the telemetry actually, give ourselves a bit more space on the screen. As Adrian waits for the right time to pull away. He's already opened a bit of a gap to Radwani. When is he going to go for it? It looks like he's backing everyone up a bit longer. He can wait a bit longer, and he's going for it, and TomTom, I think, had to lift off a little bit because he would have passed before the finishing line. Radwani into P2, or still in P2 rather. Daniel almost took P3 from TomTom, and look at, oh, there's a car going off. That isn't AlphaTauri, that's Biscuit, who's gone off onto the runoff in Tamburello. He's come back onto the field in P6, but under threat from Angel and Big Vic. Oh no, that's Angel going round. In the background, we've got chaos. Bengal is out. There's been a massive crash. We've got another safety car. Bengal out of the race. Sherlock has probably picked up some damage. Yes, he's lost his front wing. That was a lot happened there in the space of just a few seconds. And that was all down the field. Angel seems to be lucky to have not picked up any damage from that. But it's definitely going to be investigated after the race. So, there's been a few changes. Gladius has picked up another position. Biscuit has lost one or two. No, just one. Vic into P7 now. Domchi P8. Shankstar into the points, as well as Brains. Oh, and Rodwani trying to bait TomTom into the pits. TomTom is not that gullible, my friend. Mate. Pit stops for a lot of people. Oh, Domchi actually did pick up a front wing damage. And he picked up a penalty as well. That's disaster for Domchi. Sorg and Sherlock. Oh dear. So Sherlock gains a couple of positions out of that, but he was up in the points. Sherlock is apparently still in the pit box. That is weird. So just gotta wait for those three to catch back up to the field. Let's see how things are. Brains. 9th. He's picked up another position somehow. Groffle into P10. At the minute, it's looking like double points for the two Haas drivers. Well, for Haas, rather. Which doesn't happen all that often in this league. Unless you purposefully are a good driver and you put yourself in the Haas, like we had a few years ago in one of my old leagues, CRS. The first season I was there. Yeah, the best drivers on the field are driving for Haas. Way back on F1 2020. And then they started driving for Racing Point. And then Aston Martin, and I don't remember anymore. Alfa Romeo as well, I think. And then the league died. Just noticed there's a black bar on the Aston Martin. I think that might just be an artifact of my PC being bad. I mean, if you put this PC back in 2010, it would be like the best in the world, but yeah. Not as good anymore. Who's going to win? TomTom, Adrian, Radwani, or Daniel 99? Racing should get back underway for lap 28. And at the minute, it's a bit too close to call. Usually my money would be on TomTom, but with Rodwani and Adrian being so rapid, it's looking unlikely to me. Someone has already voted TomTom. Someone is keeping their hopes up for the championship leader. Meanwhile, the safety car should be about to go. Yeah, there we go. The lights go off. It's pulling away once again. This time in front of 16 cars rather than the 17 that we had just 2 laps ago. Adrian backing the pack up once again. Radwani not keeping that gap open. Bit too large. Now Adrian, when's he gonna go for it? He's backing the pack up again, and now he goes for it. On to lap 28 we go. The top 4. And that's Rodwani getting quite the run. He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 1. It's not going to work out just yet for him. He's gone a bit too deep. That's TomTom trying to make his way past. It's not quite worked out for our championship leader. That was very close to being a change of leadership. Rodwani almost took P1, and then it was almost TomTom taking P2. We've got a few changes, potentially. Biscuit still P6. Vic, I don't think there's been many changes, actually. Fusion P11, he's moved up ahead of Garofal. And Gladius, P5. Oh, Biscuit picks up a penalty now. 3-second time penalty. That is really something you can't afford, especially at this stage of the race. Gonna get mighty close now. Rodwani, there's a 7/10 adrift of Adrian. DRS won't be enabled until lap 29, but we won't actually get it until lap 30, I believe. Adrian, fastest man on track. 1:16.2. He's done that on medium tires. Rodwani, though, still he's like thrust SSC. Oh, Fusion picks up a 5-second penalty. I think he's gone completely wrong. There's been another collision. Shankstar has lost out. Spun around at Tamburello. And it's gone from double points to double disaster for Haas. Both of them out of the points, and Groffel is losing out as well. He's lost his front wing. The two Hasses have potentially come together. Oh dear. Oh dear, definitely double disaster now. Rodwani now. Right behind the Red Bull. That Williams is, like I said, like Thrust SSC. Fastest car in a straight line. He's not going to get the assistance of DRS until lap 30. But the Williams looking quite likely that it could win. Dumping the energy. We shall pick up the telemetry as Rodwani, fastest man on track. He has made the move. He is ahead of Adrian. Rodwani takes the lead on lap 30 with 30, 31, 32. That's 3 laps to go, basically. Now TomTom still on the bottom step of the podium at the minute. There's still lots of kerfuffle behind. Sork fighting with Jordan and Domchi. Brains still in the points, which is something I didn't think I'd ever say. Brains could pick up a point here if he's lucky. Adrian is out of energy. Rodwani has 30%, TomTom has 50%. Daniel doesn't have a lot left, so TomTom with that energy could potentially upset the two in front of him. He could take victory here. He's using a bit of his energy on the exit of Variante Alta. He can see the blinking red lights on the end of that Red Bull. That's telling him that the Red Bull had less than 10% energy. He's dumping it now. He has the DRS down towards turn 1. Adrian, I think, has the DRS as well. He does. It's helping him a little bit. The gap between Rodwani and Adrian, 0.9 of a second. How is Rodwani that fast without DRS? That's yeah. So I'm beginning to wonder again, though he has just made a mistake at Tosa, and that's closed the gap between the two leading two. But there's not a lot of time left. There's about a lap and a half of the race remaining. Adrian with less than 10% energy. TomTom has been dumping his. He's got 25% left himself, which is not a huge amount. Oh, that's Adrian. He's made a mistake at Variante Alta. But TomTom careful to stay behind. He wants to pick up that DRS. But I think at this stage, Rodwani is too far away for even TomTom to make any impact. Picks up the DRS. Adrian has not got it. TomTom takes P2 on the final lap. At the beginning of the final lap, rather. And now TomTom, it's gonna be a tall order. If he can take that position from Rodwani, he'd have to make a dive bomb somewhere. It's gonna be mighty close. Rodwani, not a lot of energy between either of these three. Hell, even the top four. Bro, no, Brains picks up a 3-second penalty, but he's outside of the points anyway. He's lost out somewhere. He's now P12. Oh, of course! Rodwani has the 3-second penalty. Now, I don't know if we keep that penalty. I don't remember. But Rodwani with the 3-second penalty, all TomTom has to do is stay within 3 seconds. TomTom is on course to win the race through the penalties. Although he's made a not got Variante Alta that right, but it doesn't matter. He's still within those 3 seconds. Into and out of Ravazza we go. Rodwani is going to take P1 on the road, but it will be TomTom who takes victory. It's just like Canada 2019 all over again. TomTom extends his championship lead. Rodwani will have to settle for the 3rd place spot on the podium. Adrian, P2, losing essentially the race victory just as the final lap began. Daniel takes P4, Gladius P5, Vic P6, Biscuit P7, Domchi P8, Sork P9, and Jordan P2. Man in the championship takes a single solitary point. I think he has just lost P2 in the championship to Mr. Daniel 99. Driver of the day. Look at Domchi, 11 positions. Look at that. A lot of people think Rodwani should be driver of the day, though. What does the game say? What is the game going to say? I don't know. I don't think it's telling me. Is it going to? No, but it reckons Brains is the driver of the day. Okay. I think we're going to have to disagree with you there. There we go. TomTom takes victory. I don't know if it's gonna stick. I don't remember if we take away those 3-second penalties. I'm gonna have to ask. But TomTom, if that is the case, he's gonna be upset if that does get taken away, because that would reinstate Rodwani as the victor. But we will see. Rodwani does pick up fastest lap, 1:15.8. Just in a completely different class of his own. Now, can anyone confirm if those 3-second penalties do get removed? I don't remember. Yeah, that pole's still in the way. Go away, pole. Can anyone confirm? Is anyone able to confirm for me? I didn't look at the rest of the field, but it doesn't really matter. We had the results from before, so... I don't know. Everyone's in the chat. Gruffle feels that the race was quite boring. Well, to each their own. To each their own, indeed. Certainly, it probably was for him. For everyone else, not so much. Apparently, I failed to join the session by exiting it. What? Oh, dear. Oh, something to remind me. What is it, series? I don't remember. What are the rewards? Because I know they've decided to try and lock certain rewards behind F1 World, which is something I just don't care about. Like, they locked the... Oh, which one was it? The thingamabob. Yeah, the Triple Crown livery, but behind a series. And I wanted that, and they decided, no, we're going to put it behind this game mode that hardly anyone's playing. I don't know. I don't get these people. But yeah, there we go. Evidently, I'm not about to find out if the 3-second penalty gets removed or not. But yeah, let's check the standings. We'll assume that what's his name is going to keep his podium something. Okay, Jordan will have 100 points now. Daniel, with 25, goes from 70 to 95. So he's close. He's not in P2 yet, but he's closed that gap tremendously. That was a very bad race for McLaren. So Alfa Romeo has closed that gap quite a bit, but it wasn't quite as much as they would have liked, as Angel didn't score. Well, yeah, there we go, everyone. That is the Grand Prix. That is Emilia-Romagna. That is round 7 done and dusted. We shall see you next week for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's gonna be, I don't know, it's Monaco, so it could be quite boring. We'll see you then, everyone, for the 27th of August. I've got to work on that day, don't I? I hate my life sometimes. But hey, at least Thursday was a very good day for me. Life-changing. There we go. Thank you for watching, everyone, and until next time, have a good one, and good night. Meow!